By far, the best way to buy a home in Austin, Texas today is through new construction. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a step-up buyer, let me share with you today why you should consider buying a new home. What's going on, everybody? My name is Julio Monagas here in Austin, Texas. If this is your first time to the channel, bienvenidos to Casa Nueva. Y sí, hablamos español, así que los podemos ayudar con todo lo que necesiten. But yeah, guys, let's get right into it. Why you should definitely consider new construction home. Number one reason, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, are the incentives. There is nobody out there that can match the incentives that the builders are giving you. Let me explain. Number one incentive right now is that they're covering all of your closing costs. That means that the only money that you have to bring to the table is your down payment. That is it. And that is a huge relief for anybody that is a first-time home buyer. They're trying to create their household. They're trying to buy their very first home. And that is a big relief because a lot of people don't have 30 to 40K just laying around. Well, good news for first-time home buyers with the FHA program is that you can get into a home for as little as 3.5%. Again, everybody's different. I'm not here to recommend whether you should put 3.5%, 5%, 20%. If you have the 20%, go ahead and do that. But if you are mentally ready, emotionally ready, and financially ready, you don't have a ton of debt and you want to get into a home, this is by far the best way to buy a home if you're a first-time home buyer. Number two, or along the same reason, is that they're also offering you a way lower interest rate than what the market is offering. Just to give you an example, I just put two clients on their contract this past month, and they were both able to get a 4.99% interest rate fixed for 30 years. Yes, fixed for 30 years, 4.99%. Right now, the market is around 7.5% to 8%. That is huge savings, and that is a great news for you as a first-time home buyer. Third thing, they're also offering other things like discounted prices. They're also offering an appliance package. So they're giving you the fridge, the washer and dryer, blinds, garage door opener, you name it. Now, something to keep in mind with these homes is that these are your tier one builders, big box builders that are able to offer these incentives. But this is a great way if you're starting out on your home journey to get into a home. Now, a lot of these homes are quick move-in homes. What does that mean? It means that the home is ready to go. It has already started construction. And very important, make sure you listen up. You cannot change anything in the house. You cannot change the color of the walls. You cannot change the flooring. None of that. You cannot change it. But a lot of these homes are coming up to the standards of what people like today, like, you know, the light colors, the light cabinet colors with your granite countertops or your quartz countertop, things like that. So they're not outdated by any means. The other thing that they're also including, which you may not believe this, but a lot of the older homes may not have it, like they have gutters, and then they also have a sprinkler system included in their home. So again, if you're a first-time home buyer, one of the number one reasons why I recommend new construction in today's market is because of the incentives and all the other offers that they have, like the appliance package and other things. Another reason why you should consider new construction as a first-time home buyer or a step-up buyer, second-time, third-time buyer, is because of the warranties. Again, disclaimer, a lot of these warranties will come with limitations, of course, but make sure you read over that fine print to know what's covered, what's not. But when it comes to a lot of the builders, you will have a 1 year, a 2 year, and a 10-year warranty, which is huge, especially if you're a first-time home buyer and you're not handy and you're not used to being a homeowner and you don't really know how to fix things. This is a huge peace of mind. So for that 1 year warranty, anything in front of the walls, what do I mean? Anything that you can see, for the most part, it is warrantable or it is fixable. Some builders have some limitations. For example, the sealant, maybe if I could say that, the seal, between your floorboards, between the frames of the doors, between the countertop and the walls. It is also known as caulking. That will not be covered because that is considered a homeowner maintenance. Now, for example, the yard, once you close on your home, the yard will not be warrantable by the builder, the fencing, the landscaping, things like that. And that's why it's important to have an agent with you to make sure that those things, if for some reason are not up to your standard, we make sure to visit with the builder and say, hey, Mr. Builder, you have to fix these things before closing, especially the ones that are not warrantable. So make sure that you get with an agent that can help you through that process. So that's for the 1 year. Anything that you can see in front of the walls, for the most part, that has to do with craftsmanship, it is covered. Let me give you an example of something that's not covered. Let's say you're cutting the yard outside and a pebble just flies up and breaks one of the windows. That's obviously not going to be covered. But if for some reason you go to open up the window and it comes off the rail, that's obviously has to do something with the manufacturing, and that's something that you didn't do. So that's just to give you an example. Now, the 2-year warranty, it's anything behind the wall. So when we're talking about the electric, the plumbing, the HVAC, what I mean by HVAC, it's the AC system. Here in Texas, you're going to have an AC system because you need it, because it gets really hot. But all that is covered. Your electric, plumbing, if a light switch goes out, if you notice that you're not getting power to a certain outlet, if the AC is not working properly, things like that, that is covered. Now, when we go to the 10-year warranty, so again, we have a 1 year, a 2-year, and a 10-year warranty. With the 10-year warranty, your foundation is covered, and then the framing of the home is covered as well. So if anything happens to that, you have a 10-year peace of mind, so to speak. Now, there are limitations to those as well, so make sure to keep that in mind. Another thing to mention, some people think that the roof is covered for 10 years, but most builders do not cover the roof for 10 years. The shingles themselves will have a warranty, but for the most part, the roof is covered for a year, just a year. So again, that is a big reason, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, why you should consider new construction. Okay, another reason, especially if you're a step-up home buyer, you're bringing some equity from your previous home or your previous 2 homes, and you want to customize the home. So that is one of the perks or one of the benefits of having a new construction home, is that you can go into a design center and design the entire home, your dream home, so to speak, where you pick the color of the walls, you pick the finishes on the flooring, the way the home looks on the outside. That is a huge benefit if you're ready for that step. That's why new construction is so versatile, is that you can either have the option of a quick moving home where you cannot change anything in the house, but it has everything that you need as a first-time home buyer. And then you have this custom option if you are a step-up buyer and you have some money coming from the sale of your previous home. To give you an example, I just helped a couple that has a growing family. They sold their starter home that they bought approximately about 5 years ago. So they're sitting on some pretty good equity, but they told me, hey, Julio, we need more space. So I helped them sell the house. Then we went on to design another home for them, which is a new construction home. And now here pretty soon, they're gonna move into their brand new home with all the warranties that I just mentioned. And they picked everything in the house. So essentially, she keeps calling it her dream home, and all it took was to buy that first starter home, which was also a brand new home as well. So that is another reason, if you're a step-up buyer, this is a great opportunity for you to get your dream home, essentially. Now, another good thing that comes with that is that a lot of the builders will be also offering incentives. So the incentives are not just for the quick moving homes and for those first-time home buyers. You as a step-up buyer will also have incentives. There's a lot of builders that are often offering 50% off, or they'll cover half of your design budget. For example, if you spend $50,000 in design upgrades when you go to the design center, they will cover half of that. So you're only responsible for $25,000, for example, just to give you an example. They will also discount the base price of the home. So not to get too much into the weeds, but when you are custom building a house, you will usually have a base price for the floor plan that you pick. Make sure to check out some of the other videos where I go into detail about building your dream home, or how to go about buying a new home, whether it's building it from the ground up or the quick move-in. But anyways, what I'm saying is that you can also get some discounts or incentives for these custom homes as well. And the lower interest rate and covering the closing costs, like I mentioned before, that is also an incentive that comes with the custom home. So definitely something to keep in mind if you're a step-up home buyer or a third-time, fourth-time home buyer. All right, so another important reason, especially being this time of the year, we're going into fall, winter, spring before the spring. This is usually a great time to buy a new home. Why? because builders are very, very motivated to work with you. They're flexible on their pricing. They're flexible on the incentives. They are very, very flexible to make sure that they meet their numbers. So this is a great opportunity because, let's be honest, a lot of people don't want to move during the holidays. A lot of people don't want to move when it's cold. That may sound silly, but it is very, very true. And so that's why this is a great time of the year to negotiate with the builder. And that's what we help you with. I've actually bought 2 new construction homes during this time of the year, and I've been able to get a great deal on the house. And recently, I had clients that found me on YouTube. They are moving from New Jersey. This actually happened 2 weeks ago, and we were able to negotiate $30,000 off the price. We were able to negotiate an appliance package, a fridge, washer and dryer, blinds, garage door opener. They were running a promotion on their own to where they're offering you a 3.99% interest rate the first year, and then a 4.99% interest rate fixed from the second year to the 30th year. And they're first-time home buyers. They're moving all the way from New Jersey because he got a job here in Austin, where there's a ton of jobs for you guys out there. But yeah, first-time home buyers got a brand new home, a $30,000 discount on that home because the builder was motivated. And yeah, we were able to find them that. So if you're thinking about relocating to this area, make sure to reach out to the number in the email below, and we'd be more than happy to help you through the process. But yeah, back to the topic that I was talking about, is that you can definitely find some discounts around this time, and we'd be more than happy to negotiate that for you, whether it's the price, whether we buy down the rate even more, or including an appliance package, more incentives towards that design center appointment. You name it, builders are definitely motivated because sales tend to kind of come down at this time of the year because, again, people are traveling, they're busy with family, the kids are in school. So definitely a great opportunity to buy a home during this time of the year, fall, winter, beginning of spring. Okay, following reason why you should consider new construction. Consider master plan communities. What do I mean by master plan communities? If you're not from the South, they're more typical around the South, Southwest, Southeast area, maybe in the Midwest. Master plan communities are basically a one-stop shop. It's where you have an amenity center, you have activities for the kids. It's just one big piece of land that a developer comes in, they develop the entire land, and then they sell the lots to different builders. So you have 4 to 5 different options within that community. But one of the big perks about this, especially if you have kids, it is a great benefit of raising your kids because you have other young families in the area. You may have older families as well. There's a ton of activities for the kids. Usually you have a really nice amenity center. Just to name a few in the area, we have Sunfield, we have Easton Park, we have Santa Rita Ranch, one of my favorites up in Liberty Hill, and many, many more around the area. But they tend to be in great areas. If you are more of the investor mindset where you want the value of your home to continue to grow, typically these master plan communities tend to hold their value and even increase in value over time. Look at Circle C down in Southwest Austin. Look at a lot of the master plan communities in Round Rock, for example. They have grown in value over the years, again, because this is just a master plan when the developer comes in and wants to create like a little city within a city where you have everything that you need. A lot of them right now, for example, Easton Park, beautiful amenity center, by the way. I'll make sure to show it around here. Beautiful amenity center. They will also have shops around. They have a huge park too where they have concerts and they have activities for the kids. Or if you're a young professional, they have that works from home, which a lot of people nowadays work from home. They have a beautiful amenity center where you can go in there and work, and they have free coffee and free activities, free concerts, you name it. So that is also another advantage to buying a new home into a master plan community, is that the activities, the potential for the value to go up over time. Now, if you're not planning into buying into these communities, because I do have buyers that are like, it feels a little bit too suburbia for me, right? Too much like the suburbs, potentially cookie cutter type homes that they don't like that. If you don't like that, you also, one of the benefits of buying a new home that's not necessarily in a master plan community is that it is usually in the path of progress, right? Now, right now, today, there may not be a lot around, like you may have to drive, right, to access the store or, the nail salon for the ladies or other things, the gym, things like that. But in 10, 15 years from now, that home would be valued a lot higher than it is today because it's usually in the path of progress. And usually when big builders come into the area and they develop that area, commercial and other developments come to that area as well. So that is definitely something to keep in mind if you're more of the looking at a long-term, 10, 15 years and more investor savvy type purchase. That is definitely an opportunity because you get at a lower price, right? Because the area may not be fully developed, but then over time, your home will be valued much, much more. So something that a lot of people don't talk about, but definitely something to consider. All right, guys, so I hope you really enjoyed that video talking about why the best way, in my opinion, to buy a home in this market is through new construction, whether you're a first-time home buyer or a step-up buyer. And just like you, we've helped all these families here, buy a new construction home because we believe it's the best way to get into the market because of the incentives, the appliance package that they may offer, the discounts, you name it. You may only have to walk into the closing table with just your down payment, which is crazy to believe. But as a first-time home buyer, that is great news. And then also on top of it all, because you keep hearing about these high interest rates, well, with these builders, you will be able to get an even lower rate. So if you're interested in buying a brand new home or any home here in the Austin area, make sure to reach out to the number in the email below. My name is Julio Monagas. Adios.